Me today, it's your girl MAEVUIM, and I'm kind of a little bit stripped down because just came from working out and I'm about to eat. So today's video is going to be a little different from others. If you haven't already, go check out my music video for my song Insane out now on music streaming platforms, and let's dive into it. So I want to talk about Black women and obesity correlation, and yes, I'm going to issue a trigger warning. This conversation is not an easy topic, but just because you're not where you feel like you're supposed to be weight loss wise, or if you are, or if you're struggling with body dysmorphia or anything on that realm of conversation, just know you're not alone. We all have to start somewhere, and it's better if you just acknowledge that and accept it versus self-sabotaging and not starting at all. This process with extreme weight loss transformation is not easy, especially no matter what route you take. I took the natural route. Other people use the sleeve or the VSG or gastric bypass, my bad. And it varies for everybody. Everybody's journey is different, so I'm not bashing nobody else's journey. But I want to speak a little bit on why majority of Black women are freaking obese. And coming from somebody who's escaping that life, literally. I couldn't wait to do that shit. Like, it's been years. Coming from someone who's escaping that lifestyle and transitioning into a more healthy, positive lifestyle, I want to explain to you what's really going on. No, I'm not a professional doctor or nutritionist or professional trainer, none of that. I'm just a person who had an experience that wants to share it with you guys, and I'm open for conversation if needed. So let's dive into this video. I've done some research and trying to go into a deep analysis of what the root issue of obesity and how it really gets to that. And honestly, it could stem from so many things, but I know obesity, like overeating, binge eating, is a bit of a form of self-sabotage on a psychological level, because you haven't been equipped with the fundamentals that come with having high self-esteem, high positivity, and optimism in your life to continue to combat any issues that you may have, so you don't resort to emotional eating to combat your issues. That is just like me and my general analysis on that and how I've seen it, even with my nieces and nephews. When I see how they go about nurturing themselves, they jump straight to eating, and it's usually unhealthy foods. When I was going through my weight loss journey, it's been about 4 years now. I started in 2019. It's 2023, okay? And I feel like by March, I'll probably reach my goal of 155. I noticed that it varies on the lifestyle that you do. And I don't want to dive too much into my journey because I'm trying to give a general synopsis of what's going on. But it generalizes into access, resources, and foundations of why people do what they do. And yes, your environment does freaking play a part. Oh my God. Yes, it does. Okay, actually, I'm going to break down the four things I've noticed that are extremely detrimental with Black women and obesity. And I think that for me, I have to be transparent with the first reason, and then the other 3 reasons are just going to fall into place. So the first reason is I used to hide my trauma in my excessive weight as a shield. Like, I read in one of Maria Shaw's books, Astro Diet, that women that tend to struggle from sexual trauma, physical trauma, psychological trauma, verbal abuse, domestic abuse, or any situation that involves trauma tend to put on more weight to protect themselves because they don't have a safe way to protect themselves. And the one way we as human beings get connections to our emotions is through being nurtured. And it's correlating with the word nutrition. The prefix and sort of the root word of nutrition stems from the word nurture. I notice a lot of women in my communities, Black women, we are just left to do it all alone, okay? Brainwashed, essentially, and I'll get more into that later. Whereas when something happens to us, more times than not, we're taught to just deal with it. Deal with it. It's nobody else's problem because nobody's here to save you because you don't fit the beauty standard, all that type of BS and all that other crap. And that couldn't be far from the truth, seriously. Because when you're not in a safe environment, especially as a woman, you go straight into warrior mode. Or you either shut down, essentially fight or flight, okay? Such high expectations that come with Black women, you having to be the help. And I'm gonna get more into this later in this conversation because it can be deep. Basically, it's crazy because all my reasons, they all kind of correlate into one another, but I'm trying to break down number one. I gotta only speak from my experiences. I've probably been abused in every single way possible besides death, okay? And honestly, it took my friend Jay dying for me to realize I'm not nobody's bitch. And just because I recognize that doesn't mean I'm gonna go about the world really everybody that's my enemy and all that other stuff. No, meaning I was meant to be here, okay? And if nobody else wants to fall in line, baby, you're gonna have to fall out, okay? Because this is my life. This is my one opportunity to reflect on why God put me here. And honestly, I used to harvest all that negativity in the excess weight, the excess 150 goddamn pounds, 130 pounds that I used to carry on me. And these last 50, I'm ready to just I'm so ready, because it's like, why should I carry the weight of your impurity? You know what I'm saying? And a lot of Black women feel this way. I can't speak for all, but I know you're gonna feel seen by this conversation that we're having, okay? We tend to carry the weight of the world's problems literally on us. So now, combating this whole reason number one of why I see the correlation with Black women and obesity is we gotta learn to just let it go. We gotta focus on our own life path, our own journey. This is essentially why I created this YouTube channel. It wasn't just for my music. It wasn't just for my interest in astrology. It wasn't just for me to be all giddy and entertaining with you. I was feeling a little lost these last couple of days. So I'm like, oh, I just ran through all my astrology content that I had planned. I don't know what to do. And I feel like God just called me to say, listen, you gotta shine a light on this issue, because I'm not necessarily a millennial. I'm 24. But I see this happening with so many of our girls, and the BMI scale or chart, whatever, it can fluctuate, you know what I'm saying? A healthy BMI weight range for me would be like 150 up until like 160-ish, within that range. And I'm okay with that, because I do need to keep weight off of me, because if I'm gonna be singing and dancing and all this stuff, it's too much. And I will admit it, it's too much. Even when I go for my morning walk and when I run, it's too much. And it's very impactful on our joints. It's too much, okay? Our physical weight is just a manifestation of our psychological mind. And it's kind of easy for people who don't have good intentions for you to prey upon you, because they can literally physically see that you allow, whether you want to admit it or not, and I don't want to trigger you, that you allow people to get to you. If they can get in your head, they can get through anything. And I'm letting you know now, being strong has nothing to do with the negative connotations that people want to put on you. It has everything to do with your own personification of what strong means to you. So my reasoning number two, it does kind of roll into number one, but many Black women suffer from obesity due to, like I said, trauma, sexual abuse, verbal abuse, domestic abuse, from youth up until early teens. And your psychological brain hardwiring is going to think that that's what life should be, because that's all you know. But when you don't want to feed into that, you literally feed yourself all this negative foods, low vibrational foods like junk foods, processed foods, sweets. I know sweets was my downfall. Sugar was the cocaine of my downfall. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was addicted to sweets like cocaine. Okay. Never been on cocaine, but I definitely been on some sugar. But overall, you know, the emotional eating stems from a way to cope with a lot of anxiety, a lot of abandonment, a lot of stuff that, you know, a lot of people just say, well, figure it out, because nobody's going to come for you because they try to deem you as undesirable and yada 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 and da 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 da. And you know, when you go from like woman to warrior mode or survivor mode, it erases all your femininity. You become more aggressive the more weight that you have on. That's one thing I noticed about me. I've always been a nice woman, always been a nice diplomatic woman, on the contrary to me being the mean team creator. But I noticed I was way more aggressive, way less like feminine. Oh my God, I had hairs growing on my chin, and oh my God, I'm not saying this to hurt nobody's feelings. I'm saying this as a reflection to what I've been through. I could post a picture right here of what I used to look like. Can you believe that? The way obesity resurfaces stemming from point 2 in Black women is the lack of financial resources and the poverty rate. You do realize like being obese is almost associated to being poor. Like you make poor decisions. Like you overconsume yourself rather than create. Rather creating flow, you're consuming the flow. And this signifies to people that you may or may not have the stability to be aligned with. And I know that may hurt, but growing up I used to be bullied, belittled, but I was always a smart, cool, adaptable girl. Ever been big or obese or bigger than the normal size of the beauty standards of the 8 girls whatsoever, you do tend to be viewed as the duff, the designated ugly fat friend, or you know, the leftover. Oh, well, we forgot to bring you. Oh, well, we'll invite you next time. Oh, I can't wait to stun on these hoes. Baby, I'm almost there, bitch. I'm almost there, bitch. All these TikToks and stuff. You know what Prince said? Use the internet and don't let the internet use you, or use the computer or don't let the computer use you. When I was scrolling through TikToks and reels about saying my comeback is personal, yeah, bitch, it's personal. It's not even just for me. It's for every other girl that's grown up in situations like me that need to find a way out. They need to find a role model, and I be that. I will be that for you, okay? This comeback is beyond personal. It's destiny. Reasoning number 3 for what I see with Black women and obesity. Brainwashing to be the help. Catering to everyone else's needs but your own. Yes, this stems to the other 2 bullet points that I made. But, you know, it's crazy. I was scrolling through TikTok. I haven't used TikTok in months, so I'm kind of fascinated by it all over again. But I was scrolling through TikTok and I saw that somebody was posting little movie clips of the movie The Help. What the movie The Help was, it portrayed obviously a lot of different perspectives of life back then, where rich, wealthy people used to use, you know, women of color to be maids and the help and service and whatever in their households during the time of Jim Crow and segregation and all that fucked up stuff. I was noticing the common denominator that like most of the help were darker skinned, bigger women. And it's kind of crazy how the darker skinned, bigger women that I see in my day-to-day life, they kind of carry that mentality still. And I realized at the beginning of this year, because I didn't lose, like, it's crazy, I kind of cut down 50 pounds this year right after my friend Jay died. But when I saw that and those attributes that I saw in myself, I'm like, damn, you really think these bitches gonna treat you like the help? These bitches, like, I was working at the job I used to work at, and my old boss used to try to treat me like the help. Oh, man, can you do this for me? Oh, but how do you do this? And how do you do that? And the moment I lost a bunch of weight right in front of her eyes, oh, the hatred kicked in like hot water. Like, my face inflammation just, you know, it went away. The moment I just went like on the weight and stuff, obviously I had to let go of so much clothes. I think I rid 4 bags of clothes. I'm like, I don't ever want to live this life no more. All my sweatpants, hoodies, jackets, everything that was undesirable, all the super dark clothes, I threw it all away. Like that, gone. I sent it off to the thrift store. I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to make a dime off of this anymore. Goodbye. I like practically annihilated that version of me from history. The only thing I got is pictures. And when I show people pictures of me from then until now, people be like, what, that's you? Yeah, you should have respected me then, because now I'm unstoppable. I love me some Sia. Yeah, so they do try to brainwash you to the help, like, not, you know, non-colored try to brainwash you into being the help, and specifically white women. They think like you're supposed to cater to them and this and that. Oh, I love when I go on my morning walks and I don't move when I'm running like I used to. I walk exactly what I'm supposed to do. You move. You move. You move. Life's so different when I don't give a damn. No, trust me, I'm telling you, all you gotta do to start this stuff, get your headphones, get some get some energy drinks and start walking, and it becomes addicting. You don't even want to eat the same crap that you want to eat no more, because it's just, you want to be alive. It's a game at the end of the day, so stay alive, baby. The whole mentality of the health is you aiding to white women because, you know, they're perceived as the beauty standard. But we won't dive deep in that. I love my white queens now. I love my snow buddies. Don't get misunderstood. I'm talking about the ignorant hillies, the ones that eat poop pie.
What'd you say? I said eat my shit. Have you lost your mind? No, ma'am. But you about to. 'Cause you just did. Did what?
That's their karma. The ignorant ones, not the cedars, you know. But you know who's the help now? Yo, man. Hey, I got my little bad wig on. Let me stop acting a fool. This is her story. Okay, let me stop cooling around. Okay, reason number 4. This is the most important reason, what I've seen with black women and the obesity correlation, okay? The mitochondria DNA gene. Now, what the hell is the mitochondria DNA? The ability to birth every kind of human being, basically because you hold that gene as a black woman. Darker the berry, the stronger the gene. It is what it is. When you see rich billionaires getting with super dark women, because they know, okay? And that's a whole other conversation. Mitochondria DNA gene essentially is a woman that can birth any human being. That's why you may see a woman dark as me but might have a baby that's white. She might have an albino baby. She might have a dark baby. She might have a baby with red hair. She might have a baby with straight hair. She might have a baby with blonde hair. These things happen because of the mitochondria DNA, and that breeds a lot of responsibility. Okay? Now I'm questioning if I should make this a members only video, but that breeds a lot of responsibility and breeds a lot of attention to you. Okay? So I don't want any single, you know, darker women of color or black women in general, because I don't really think it matters what complexion you are. But obviously, if you're a darker hued woman, there's more melanin in your DNA. But essentially, with Tuskegee and a bunch of those experiments and stuff that was doing it on darker skinned people, because they have this, you know, when you go to the hospital and stuff, they downplay a lot of black women's experiences with pain and stuff like that, because they deem the stronger race, you know. And it's like, if you know, you know. And that's where I'm going to leave this conversation at. There's a reason why, you know, it can't really be duplicated. You are who you are. It can't be duplicated. Every other thing can be created through us, but we can't be created. I bet you feel sexy now. It's crazy. I lost 130 pounds, and the only loose skin I got is just my arms, but I can lift weights. I bet you feel sexy now. I bet you want to work out now. All in all, I'm going to wrap this video up because I didn't want it to be negative. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want, because like a lot of things I did say could have been triggering. You might even be crying right now, because I did cry when I found out some of this information. But don't let that be a moment of weakness. It's just a moment of realization. And you get to be the creator of your own life story with whatever information you choose to take from this video. Make sure you charge it with positivity always. And make sure you go to MAEVUIM.com/merch and buy some of my gear for you to work out in. Go be sexy now. Me team. MAEVUIM out. Make sure you join the giveaway. Bye. Winners announced Christmas Day. All right. Bye.